The story of the Greenland Norse is one of history's greatest mysteries. Settling in Greenland around the 10th century under the leadership of Erik the Red, the Norse created thriving communities in one of the harshest climates on Earth. For centuries, they adapted to the icy wilderness, crafting a life that balanced European traditions with the challenges of the Arctic. But by the 15th century, they vanished without a trace, leaving behind ruins and unanswered questions. What happened to the Greenland Norse? Today, we'll dive into this fascinating mystery, exploring the environmental, social, and historical factors that may hold the key to their disappearance. The settlement of Greenland. The Greenland Norse's journey began around 985 AD, when Erik the Red, exiled from Iceland, led settlers to this icy frontier. Greenland was harsh, but the settlers saw potential. They established two main communities, the eastern settlement near modern-day Qaqortoq and the western settlement near Nuuk. These settlements became hubs of activity, complete with farms, churches, and homes built from turf and stone to withstand the Arctic weather. The Norse engaged in farming, growing hardy crops like barley and raising sheep and cattle. They also hunted seals, caribou, and walrus, whose ivory was a valuable trade commodity. Despite Greenland's isolation, they maintained a trade network with Europe, importing iron, tools, and luxury goods. Life wasn't easy. Winters were brutal, and the short growing seasons demanded resilience and ingenuity. Yet, for nearly 500 years, the Greenland Norse thrived in an environment most would consider uninhabitable. However, this fragile balance of human endeavour and nature's challenges would soon face insurmountable threats. Environmental challenges. The Greenland Norse's environment, while harsh, became even more unforgiving during the Little Ice Age, a period of global cooling that began in the late 13th century. Colder temperatures shortened growing seasons, making it harder to produce enough hay to sustain livestock through the long winters. Fields that once supported crops turned into frozen wastelands, and harsh storms battered the settlements. Hunting and fishing, which had always supplemented farming, became increasingly critical. But even these efforts were fraught with challenges. Overhunting led to a decline in local wildlife populations, and the expanding sea ice made fishing dangerous and less productive. The Greenland Norse faced a dire choice: adapt their methods or face starvation. Unlike their Inuit neighbours, who were masters of Arctic survival, the Norse were slow to adopt techniques like seal hunting or using dog sleds. Cultural pride and a reluctance to change their European ways may have sealed their fate. As the climate worsened, the Norse found themselves fighting a losing battle against an increasingly hostile environment, conflict and isolation. The Greenland Norse weren't entirely alone in their icy domain. The Inuit people had arrived centuries earlier, bringing with them survival techniques perfectly suited to the Arctic. While there was some trade between the two groups, tensions often escalated into violent conflict. Archaeological evidence suggests that skirmishes occurred, further straining the Norse settlements. Isolation compounded these struggles. Greenland's distance from Europe made communication and trade difficult, even in the best of times. By the 14th century, trade routes had shifted, and fewer ships arrived with essential supplies. The Norse settlements became increasingly cut off, losing access to iron, grain, and other imports critical for survival. This isolation wasn't just physical, but also cultural. As Europe advanced into the Renaissance, Greenland's Norse were left behind, clinging to medieval traditions. The inability to integrate with or fully adopt Inuit survival strategies may have widened the gap between survival and extinction. Theories of collapse. The disappearance of the Greenland Norse has puzzled historians for centuries, giving rise to numerous theories. Environmental factors, such as the Little Ice Age and resource depletion, undoubtedly played a significant role. As the climate cooled, the settlers faced diminishing returns from farming and hunting. Another theory points to the Norse's rigid adherence to European traditions. They prioritised raising cattle, a practice ill-suited to Greenland's climate, over adopting Inuit techniques like seal hunting. Their focus on building stone churches and importing luxury goods reflects a society that valued status and religion, even as survival became more precarious. Violence with the Inuit and isolation from Europe may have further destabilised the settlements. Some historians suggest that disease, brought by the few ships that reached Greenland, could have decimated the population. Others propose that the Norse gradually left Greenland, returning to Iceland or Scandinavia. Ultimately, the collapse likely resulted from a combination of these factors. What we can learn: the fate of the Greenland Norse is more than just a historical mystery. It's a powerful lesson in adaptability. Their inability to fully embrace Inuit survival techniques, coupled with their dependence on fragile trade networks, highlights the importance of resilience in the face of change. Archaeological evidence from abandoned farms and ruined churches offers a glimpse into their struggles. Ice core samples and climate data reveal the environmental challenges they faced, while DNA analysis sheds light on their connections to other Norse populations. Modern researchers continue to piece together their story, uncovering new insights into this enigmatic chapter of history. As we face our own environmental and societal challenges, the Greenland Norse remind us that even the mightiest civilizations can fall when they fail to adapt. Their story is a cautionary tale of ambition, resilience, and the high cost of inflexibility. What lessons can we take from their rise and fall to guide us today? The story of the Greenland Norse is a haunting reminder of the fragility of human societies in the face of change. For nearly 500 years, these settlers carved out a life on the icy edge of the known world, blending their European traditions with the challenges of the Arctic. But as the climate shifted, resources dwindled, and connections to the outside world weakened, their resilience was put to the ultimate test. The ruins of their farms, churches, and settlements stand as silent witnesses to their ingenuity and their struggles. The mystery of their disappearance continues to captivate historians, archaeologists, and storytellers alike. Each new discovery sheds light on the choices they made and the challenges they faced. Their story is more than a historical curiosity. It's a lens through which we can examine our own vulnerabilities and adaptability in the face of change. If you found this exploration of the Greenland Norse compelling, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more intriguing historical mysteries. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think led to their disappearance? And join us next time as we uncover more fascinating stories from the past that still resonate today. History, after all, has much to teach us about the present and the future.